Hey guys, welcome to the Let's Podcast. That is Let's Podcast featuring
Luke.
Evan.
Trent. We get better at it as we go on. We love to see it. Practice makes perfect.
Best we've
All
seen,
right.
I think.
Oh yeah. So today we're doing some new thing. We are gonna be reviewing a film. This is something that we'll probably do every now and then. We all love movies here. Some of us are film bros. Some others not so much. Wink, wink, Mr. E. Um,
I think
and
the greatest form of medium is comic books. So
Today, the movie of choice to start us off is The Book of Eli. This is a movie that I picked. Basically, each time we do this, we'll get one of us to pick the movie, and then we'll kind of go in a rotating manner. I don't know if that makes sense. Anyway, so today's The Book of Eli.
Trent wanted to pick it to capitalize on its popularity and success in the modern day. We really wanted to jump on the wave of The Book of Eli.
I never heard of this movie before. It was on a list that I think it must have been a video or some sort of list I was looking at that was like the coolest. I shouldn't even say that. I'm gonna say that later. Anyway, so the Book of Eli. We're just gonna talk about it generally, and then we'll go into some more of a general discussion. So it came out in 2010. The directors are the Hughes brothers, Alan Hughes and Albert Hughes. I've never heard of them before, and they haven't done a whole lot. Alan Hughes did From Hell. Both of them did From Hell, which features Johnny Depp, so I would love to see that someday. They also, Alan Hughes specifically, did The Defiant Ones, which is a documentary of Jimmy Levine and Dr. Dre. So that
Really?
kind of sounds really cool. Yeah. He's also did Dear Mama, which is something to do with Tupac. I don't know if it's a documentary or not. And then they just did some other small things, but I think this was probably the biggest movie, I'd say. Let's see if
so.
the other brother worked on the Continental from the World of John Wick, the series.
Yeah.
So that was pretty recent. And he also did something called The Good Lord Bird, which has Ethan Hawke in it. I think it's a movie. Oh no, maybe it's a series. Anyway, it looks really interesting. I love the poster, at least. So that's something I can say about the film. So kind of smaller directors. I've never heard of them before now. What else did we want to talk about? So the budget, I have the budget and the box office. So budget was 80 million, and the box office was 157.1 million. So I don't know. We could probably say they broke even at least. Not much of a success, I guess. Did you guys think it was a success or?
Yeah, but they say like normally your advertising budget, without like losing up, is typically around like double the price of them. Like they said, it would have been close. But the thing I read said they probably didn't make a lot of money.
Yeah,
Once
usually
advertising
just
factor.
double the budget that you can find. So,
But I did hear that like it's done really well on like being bought as like a DVD. Like it's had a really big resurgence as a a cult classic kind of.
Yes, there is a cult following.
I can tell you guys who wrote the movie.
Go for it.
Gary Whitta, writer. He wrote some video games. This is one of his first big scripts. And guess this is a fun fact for you guys. He wrote the script in 6 days. Yeah. 6 days. It's a fun fact. I found that I'll cite my sources here that came from IMDb, but it was also corroborated by Looper. So he wrote the script in 6 days.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Yeah, very short. I mean, obviously it was worked on, like they said, like there was work done to it after, especially I think I was doing some research. It seemed like what's his name? Denzel had a lot of like say in altering, especially some of the dialogue. So did Gary Oldman. But yeah.
Yeah, and I was just gonna say too. So some of the actors and actresses in this are Denzel Washington, as mentioned, Gary Oldman, as mentioned, which I had no idea who was in this, so that was a nice surprise. Mila Kunis.
You said that like you don't know her name, like she's not super popular.
Sorry. I'm gonna keep one of the cast members until spoilers because I was very surprised that he was in it and made me really happy. Ray Stevenson is in it. Just if I don't say his name, don't say it till later. Ray Stevenson is in it. R.I.P. There's a lot of stuff that I'm learning that he's in recently, and I never knew of all the things. Like he was the Punisher. He did a Punisher movie, which I learned recently. Apparently, the better Punisher movie too. So anyway, Ray Stevenson, he's sick. I wish he was in more stuff. And then Evan Jones. I'm gonna ask this to Luke. I'm answering all you guys a question. I'm asking all you guys this question. Um, who did you guys recognize the guy that was on the bike towards the beginning of the film?
No. In fact,
You
you're
don't know
asking it to me
Luke.
means I feel
Luke,
like I should know
you
this.
can't think of what he's in.
I can't remember his
Do you look
face.
familiar? Do you look familiar?
I can't remember what he looks like right now, off the top of my head.
He's that guy.
And I would know him in something.
Yeah, it's like
No,
it's
I don't know.
old
What's
white
he in?
man.
He's Cheddar Bob from 8 Mile, the one that shoots himself in the foot.
Oh, he is. Yeah, okay, I see that now. Yeah. That's
As soon
wild.
as I
What a
saw him, I
random
was like,
movie in.
"What is he in?"
Crazy that you connected those two movies together. Crazy that we're referencing 8 Mile in the Book of Eli pod.
8 Mile's connected to everything. Anyway, yeah. So that's the last cast members I wanted to mention. We'll mention someone else later.
Should we share our non-spoiler thoughts now then? Like, so that's kind of what the movie
Do we
did.
want do we want to try to do the synopsis right quick?
Oh, right. Yes.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Can
So
you explain to the
when we're
pod
looking at
first?
movies, we're gonna try to approach them the same way. So we just kind of covered some facts about it. Now we're just gonna do a little synopsis thing where we both take a turn of describing a sentence worth of the story, and we're gonna do an order. So we'll do in the order of Let's. So you want to start us off, Luke?
Yeah, sure. So a black man listens to Beats by Dre in a desert of KFC.
Yeah, he travels west in the wasteland on a GMC truck.
Wait, no, that's me. On a truck, I think you just like skipped like half the movie.
No,
You have got to the city first.
I was just gonna say the city
yeah.
thing. While he is pursued by a leader of a what looks like a old west town.
He then goes on a magical journey where he has to find a wizard. Yes, it is. If you think about it. If you think about it for a second, it is.
He's joined by a young girl looking for a better life.
Trent is selling right now.
And to get that better life, he has to sacrifice something he didn't want to sacrifice.
And then he gets to California, the place where religion is alive and well.
We can stop it there if we want.
Hey,
Perfect.
I was gonna
That's
say,
our left
the
synopsis.
next thing I'm gonna say was a spoiler. So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's some sort of synopsis. Yeah, so we can go into no spoiler of our reviews. If you guys want to go first, one of you guys, I don't know. For context, the three of them, Evan, Luke, and Zach, watched it together, and I watched it on my lonesome. But they did not talk about it amongst themselves like they promised me, right?
Well, we decided actually to watch one of your mom's recommendations instead, and then dog on it while you were here. So none of us actually saw the Book of Eli. That's awkward for you.
yeah,
So which one of my mother's recommendations?
Was it called her bedroom? Was that
That's
the movie
crazy.
name?
no. P.S. I love you, dude. P.S.
That is
love
crazy.
you.
P.S. I love you. Yeah. P.S. Sorry, there was a real movie she recommended. No, sorry, Zach. Do you want to start? What are your thoughts? What do you think?
When you listen to this, you should reach out to these guys and make them feel really awkward about the disgraceful comments they just made.
I'll jump on to some to Zach's thoughts and share my own. Yeah, positives. I'll start with positives, I guess. Things I really liked. I thought the acting was phenomenal by a few actors. In specific, Denzel Washington was, I think, amazing in this movie. I really enjoyed
So
him
great.
as a hero. Yeah, I could actually
So great.
like. I'd love to see another thing. Like if they did another Dark Tower, or if they had another like kind of movie where he's like traveling, I would love to watch him as the main protagonist. I really like Gary Oldman as the villain. I had literally just watched The Hitman's Bodyguard the night before, where he's also the villain. So I was just like, this is crazy. I've never seen him as a villain before. These past two movies, he was the bad guy, but he was very good. I thought the twist. I've been grappling with the twist. I'm excited to talk about it in the spoiler part of the review because part of me likes it, part of me doesn't like it, and I don't know what to think of it. I will say it's interesting. I was very interested by the twist. I think there are some scenes and some characters that are really awkward in the film, like really awkward. Like Zach pointed out, there's some directing and camera work that's really awkward. The advertising in the movie really takes you out of the environment. And to jump on to Zach's point, I also do think the color grading in the movie might be the worst I've seen in a long time. It was terrible. It really reminded me of Matrix. I think the idea behind Matrix is really cool, but I struggled to watch Matrix because it's so gray and bland looking at the start. And this was the exact same, except throughout the movie. What's the Mad Max Fury Road? You know, like that's a way better desert looking movie. I think you can still get off like desert apocalypse vibes without making your movie look washed out.
I can go next, Trent, if you want, because it seems like you're going to be the sole defender of this movie. I'll start with the positives. Denzel, obviously, he's so good in everything. I've never seen a bad Denzel movie or performance in a movie.
He's won an Oscar, right?
Yeah, he's 3, I think. Yeah. Yeah, maybe fact check me on that, but
Yeah, I'm gonna check.
he's really good. I do like the premise. I think the premise is really solid. It's different. It's interesting. It's 2. Yeah.
What movies does it say? My guess is Malcolm X, and what's the Training Day? That's my guess.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think I got them here. The Training Day, Best Actor in a Leading Role, I think.
Yes, we've got that one.
And then Glory, Best Actor in a Supporting Role.
Mm.
Yeah, I've never heard that either. But he was nominated for Malcolm X. Right.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, back to your thoughts, Evan.
Okay. Denzel's good. The premise is good. I think it's interesting, kind of different to make a wasteland movie and then not make it kind of super futuristic sci-fi. It's more grounded in technology has gone backwards. Yes, there's beats, but everyone cares about books. So I thought that was kind of interesting. That's about it, though. That's as far as it goes. I actually don't love Gary Oldman in this movie. I think he's a little over the top. I hate the color grading. Wet cement looks terrible. Like, it just does. And I feel like the twist is unearned. I'm going to say I feel like the twist is not that great. Just because we all, like, not that we didn't see it coming, that's a sign of like a good twist, but we don't feel it made sense after as well, which is the sign of a bad twist. Like, if you can make a twist and it's like, oh, that's why blah 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 blah. I don't love the twist. I'll say it. That's it.
Yeah, it's unearned, one might say.
Yeah, it's unearned. Yeah.
I'll ask you a quick question, Evan, because I'm pretty sure in my mind I have you quoted as someone that said, like I think at one point I said that I don't like when films are just like black the whole time and dark the whole time or something like that. But you enjoy that. Like you think it's cool when people make like really just dark films overall look visually appealing. Am I correct saying that, or I have the wrong
really
image in my
hard.
mind?
Yeah, so it's really hard to make an image that has like really really dark black with like really light images and make them look good. So when a film achieves that, that's when I praise it. But if a movie is just one color the entire time, they're not cinematographer or maybe the color grader. Who knows which one like screwed the pooch on that one? One of them did. Maybe both of them did.
Is that your problem? That it's one color the whole time?
Yeah, dude. If you were to take one of those like where they take the dominant color of every frame and make it a line,
yeah, it makes
it would
poster.
look terrible, dude. It'd be one color. It'd be gray, the whole thing.
Hey, Trent, what are your thoughts before we move on to the spoiler part?
Yeah,
I'll go, and then we'll hop into spoilers pretty quickly. Yeah, I thought it was great. I really enjoyed it. I'll say negatives first.
Oh wow.
I do think it did kind of take a minute to get going at the beginning. I think I know what they were doing, setting up the whole like wasteland field and feel and blah blah blah. But it did take a while to do that, so it definitely was a little slow. And I did expect more out of the twist because of, and I guess we talked about there was a twist in this, and that's the reason I wanted to watch this movie, is because on this list I saw some other time is that it was like a list of the best twists, which I guess that rhymes, in movies, and this was like high on that list. So I was like, oh, I would love to see this. and it's not as crazy as one would think. But I thought the twist was I thought it was perfect. I thought it worked really well for what they wanted to do at that point of the movie. What else do I want to say? I thought the action was really cool. I thought they filmed it really in a really cool way, and it was really unique too. Like each of the action sequences were really unique. Acting was awesome. Even that again, what's her name? What's her name?
Mila Kunis.
Mila Kunis. Um, what should I know her from?
Mag from Family Guy. Ted.
See, I never watched that. I thought you'd say that. I never watched that.
You've never watched Family Guy at all? Yeah? You never seen a clip? Yeah, you're a freaking liar.
Anyway, yeah, I thought she was really good too. I thought she was really awesome. I thought the grading was cool too. Like it fits the movie very well. And sure, maybe it's the same the whole time, but like that's all there would be in that situation in like a wasteland type thing.
When you say
except
like
for the
Mad
beginning.
Max,
I
like
also
10
loved.
times better.
I think I'd prefer Mad Max. Sure, I think Mad Max
Not
definitely
just
looks better. Yeah,
prefer.
but
Mad Max was better, correct?
No, it's like a movie visually, just based on like visuals. So we're on
okay,
the
but like
same
how many
train.
years are in between those movies? Because what year's Mad Max?
5 at the most 5.
This movie is
What year is Mad
2010.
Max?
This movie is 2010. And Max
2015.
probably
5
13.
years.
Yeah,
I don't
5-year
know.
difference, dude.
It's not a long time.
Those have been like pretty important 5 years though for visual effects. But yes, like Fury Road does look better. But I thought I had really no big issue with it. I thought it looked fine, and it conveyed what it was supposed to convey, right? So
Let's move into spoilers, I think, now, because I think we all know where we stand. We should go more specific. Do we want to start with the twist, or do we want to start with like the start of the movie?
wait,
and go to
wait.
the
Before
end?
we go to spoilers, can we all give like a number rating? Do we want to do that with these reviews, or do we not want to give like a definitive?
Sure,
rating?
let's do a number rating.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a good number.
Okay,
Out of 5.
I'll go first. Yeah, we can do. Do we want to do out of 5? We can do our own system.
out of 10. Okay,
1 to 12. What do we do? 1 to 12.
let's definitely do 10. We're not
No.
doing 10.
I will give it an 8.346. I'm just kidding. I'm gonna give it an 8.
That's
He's definitely gonna say
insane.
8.5. He's wrong with that. You go next, Evan.
I'm gonna give it a 3.5. 4.
Whoa, I think I'll give it a 5.5. I give it a 5.
That's crazy. I think you guys have been way too hard. You guys saying you
Nah,
guys did
dude.
not enjoy this movie? Did you guys not enjoy this movie?
You saw our ratings. We can move into spoilers and talk about our critiques
Yeah.
if you want. Do you want to start with the twist, or do you want to start with how do we want to like talk about this movie? Do you want to start from the start?
We should,
Yeah, let's talk
should
about
start the twist. Yeah.
Introduce the twist, Trent, and then we'll talk about it. What was the twist?
Okay, so the twist. So the twist at the end, towards the end of the movie, the bad guy Gary Oldman gets him trapped in a house. Also, the cast that I wanted to save to the spoilers. Michael Gambon. I was so happy when he just showed up and he was just there and he was being a. He's
Dumbledore. He
Dumbledore.
plays Dumbledore. That's why I said he visited a
He's
wizard.
Dumbledore.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, I thought you were talking about the guy at the end, Luke, the librarian.
No. I was talking about Dumbledore. How did neither of you get
You were
that?
talking
Oh
about
my goodness.
Dumbledore.
No, I
Okay.
got it, Luke. I got it.
Thank you, Evan.
No, dude, I thought I was so funny when he was just there and he was just being him. He wasn't even a big part. I thought he was cool. Does anyone know the girl, the old lady in that scene?
McGonagall.
She looked familiar, but I couldn't find
I
it.
just sprang missing.
Anyway,
No idea.
yeah. So the ending. So they get to that house and the Gary Oldman basically traps him, takes the book, and then leaves him for dead because he shoots him and leaves him for dead. And then we see him get to. So that's where they go. California is where the library is.
Yeah, San Francisco. Yeah.
San Francisco, and then he goes to the main librarian dude. I don't know if I should be calling a librarian. What should I be calling him? Historian? I guess he's yeah, but it's converted now into like a historical place for historical things. Um, and he sits the historian down, and basically it's revealed that that book that he had the whole time, which is the Bible, is actually in Braille. So then who we learn at that moment is actually blind, and he was able to recite the whole Bible to this guy who wrote it down, and they were able to make copies. Is the whole ending. And I guess I'll go first too. I thought it worked. I thought it was gonna be a bigger twist. I thought it was gonna be just more effective of the whole thing. I thought it really worked. Like it makes I don't know, like it makes sense. It makes sense. I thought it made sense. I thought it made sense. I thought it'd be cool. And the whole time the whole time I was like, how is he gonna do this? Like how is he gonna be able to produce the Bible? And then when that reveal happened, I was like, oh, that's sick. That works so well, and I thought it was cool. For the whole thing of like, oh, he can't be blind, blah blah blah. Like he had divine help the whole time. So you guys gonna say that he wasn't given his sight back? Because
During the fights only?
You think he was giving his sight
During
back
the
for fights?
only.
no, during the whole time. During the whole time. He had his sight during the whole time.
Definitely not, dude.
He
No,
was
no.
blind the whole time.
No, he was blind the whole
What?
time. Blind the whole time.
Why would it not? Why would it not?
Wait. Okay, Trent. Before we go, I could pause the
I'm not
list.
gonna argue that he had like Daredevil like supersonic thing. I'm not gonna argue that. I think the whole time that
That's
he
what the
was just
movie
able
was
to do
going
the
for.
things.
The movie was
He's
saying
blind.
he was super like Daredevil. The movie was saying that, dude.
I don't think so.
Wait, no. Let me
Crazy.
convince Trent. Let me convince Trent because I actually compiled a list of things relating to this twist. So Trent, when we first saw the twist, I didn't believe it. So here is Eli blind. Twist evaluated. So here this comes from a Reddit post where they talked about all the points for Eli being
This is
blind.
crazy. We're already taking outside factors in, but anyway, continue.
Just wait. All the points for Eli being blind throughout the movie. I'll go through this. So at the start of the movie, Eli shoots a cat with a bow and arrow. He doesn't shoot the cat until the cat meows, kind of suggesting he needs the meowing to locate the cat's position. When he gets the boots from the hung man at the start, he doesn't get the boots till he feels his way down the man. He touches the man down to the boots. He doesn't just look at them. Whenever he uses his machine, he doesn't know that's low batteries. He has to press it until it dies, and then he gets it recharged. He can't look at the batteries on his Beats device. He takes interest in Solara's blindness earlier in the film. He can smell her shampoo. And he didn't see the trespassing sign at the start, which obviously he didn't. We think it's a joke when he says, I didn't see it. But if he's blind, he can't actually see it. In the shootouts, he doesn't actually shoot at anyone until they shoot at him first. So if you count, apparently the person through this counted the gunshots, and for every one, he shoots back. So those are the points for him actually being blind, and that making sense. Here are the points against it. When he gets his MP3 player fixed, he walks right into the right building first try. He makes a lot of eye contact with different characters throughout the movie, which typically blind people don't do. He looks towards things when stuff happens, and he grabs his shotgun off the counter of no issue in the initial fight. So I think that's the list. He definitely is blind. There's the list of the points for and against if the twist works, if that makes sense. We're all on the same page.
So you guys don't like the argument of that he was like divinely empowered, or the argument of he's a Daredevil person? Because you could just say he's like able to do the Daredevil supersonic thing during fights.
Okay, so I'm saying the movie was saying that they were going for a Daredevil. That's why he was blocking the punches. That's why he could do things that normal blind people can't do. I don't think the movie was taking a divine route. I think they were going the Daredevil route. I don't think the Daredevil route works in the movie.
Well, if I kind of jump on this, I think they were going the divine route. I just don't think he could see. I think the idea was that God was guiding him, like his actions, his movements.
Sure.
Yeah. Like God was the one who kept his arm moving straight and true. I'm just saying he was never. I just disagreeing with Trent. I don't think God gifted him sight for specific amounts of time, but God definitely guided his actions in combat.
Sorry, I'm not exactly. I'm not saying that he could see in those moments. I'm just saying that he. What did you just say? God guided his actions. I that's what I think. I think that like he was just able to do them because God gave him the power to do them. Period. If that he has his vision in that moment, or that he yeah, I'm not saying he could see because he was blind.
Okay, then I can agree. That's what I think too. I don't think he ever had any vision. When you brought up the word vision, I don't think he can ever see anything in the movie. Because to me, it doesn't work if just there are times he can see and there are times he can't see. Either it's all or nothing, you know? Why do you guys lean more towards it being a superhuman thing then?
Well, just again, how is he blocking punches then?
Again, I think God is guiding him, like his arms. Like God wants him to succeed. He's going to empower him to succeed and get there. I think that thematically works better with the theme of the movie being, you know, I walk by faith, not by sight. He really references that verse in the movie.
No, I understand that.
We see that so prominent. Like there's literally a bullet that's just stopped. So like he's clearly like God is with him. Clearly, like
Is God really empowering him, saying, "Oh yeah, kill this person, shoot this person right now"? Because to be honest, I don't think that's a God thing to do. To be like, oh yeah, right now you swing, you're gonna chop that guy's head off. I don't see God. Maybe Old Testament God, New Testament God is not doing stuff like that. Yeah,
Old Testament,
Old Testament, New Testament God is not pulling stuff.
but they're all the same God. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
the same
sure,
person.
whatever.
If you see Eli as an agent of change, then it makes sense that God is allowing him to do these things. If you see him as like God, from a God down perspective, you see him as like somebody God is deigning to do something. Everything can be explained in that sense.
You think that God isn't leading him, Evan? Is that what you're saying?
No, all I'm saying is the film is like Zach just said. It's a cop. It's saying anything he does can be supernatural because he said he was led by God. I that's unearned. That's the film making a lazy argument for plot holes.
No, I think, but that was so. You see, your argument that wasn't an idea from the beginning, though. Like, I feel like they would have had this idea from the beginning that it was this Eli character that was being led by God.
I think they either started with the twist and worked backwards, or they wrote themselves into a hole.
Yeah, no, I disagree. I think even if you took again, if we're taking this from a biblical perspective, like Elisha called fire down from the sky, like saying that God couldn't allow this guy to hit people in the head of a gun, I think would be
I'm not saying God
comparing this
couldn't allow it. All I'm saying is that the film doesn't establish enough of that, even that God exists in the film, to be saying that.
Well, again, I just think the situations he survives does show that. That is the show showing that he is real and behind Eli in this movie.
Okay, but if he didn't say God at all, you'd be like, what the if he didn't say he was led by God in the movie, you would be like, how did he survive that? How is this making any sense? So
sure, and if cheese wasn't there, it's not cheese. Like, you can't take away something that's like that is essential to the plot of the movie. You're doing that.
Someone quote that. Someone put that on a shirt.
It's not. You're literally saying if God's not part of the movie, what he doesn't make sense. Of course, because God is part of the movie.
No, I'm saying one throwaway line to explain why your hero can do supernatural things is a lazy way of explaining that thing. Yes.
It's not one throwaway line, though. That's the whole theme of the movie.
And here, this is how we'll move it. So I wanted to ask 2 questions. This one will be right quick. Did you guys call him being blind, or was that a surprise at the end?
It was a surprise for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was surprised too. I thought they did that really well. And then the second thing I wanted to ask is, did you guys enjoy like the book itself, like the twist of the book itself being Braille? I thought that worked really well at the end, and like to even already shaking heads. I thought it was really good just because. No, I just thought it worked really well with him being blind. Then it was just a really good reveal in the moment, and it made a lot of sense. So I liked it a lot. My
problem with the book being Braille is a larger problem. Okay, Evan and I clearly disagree on the theme of the movie and whether he's led by God or not. But I do think one of my problems is that I do feel like at the end, the California people accept him way too easily and just accept his version of the Bible with no substantiation. He's literally just a random guy who said he could remember the entire Bible. They took him in and they accepted that as truth. That is silly. That doesn't make any sense. That is a plot hole. And I think like the only way it works if he has an actual Bible, or maybe if the Braille Bible doesn't work to me because it allows him to just go in and say, I memorized this Bible that only I could read, and they're supposed to take his word for it? That doesn't make sense. That's silly.
I think you're being too picky. Like that's the only thing they have at that time, you know? Who would they be to not take it?
And literally anyone could have come in and said, I know the Bible, and literally, are you expecting him to, are you expecting him to memorize the entire Bible?
Are you expecting people to do that? Are you expecting people to show up and be like, hey, I have all the Bible memorized?
It's happened before.
Sure, but we don't live in an apocalyptic world.
But even still, you shouldn't be accepting the first thing someone claims to be true. Like, what if, like why? They have actual stuff there. They have also fun fact. I was looking up fat facts about this. They have something. They have the Tanakh. One of the books listed there is the Tanakh, which is just the Bible in a different language, with a few additional books. They already had the Bible. It was just a different language.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But
is that exactly what it is? Like, those books are the exact same as the ones in the regular Bible, in the Christian Bible?
I think there's some additional ones.
But like the ones that aren't traditional are the exact same?
I think maybe I thought I had the Tanakh. Is the Tanakh a thing? Oh, I feel like she
I
find
remember
this.
the
I think
Torah
Tanak's a
was
thing too.
there. The Torah was there on the shelf.
No,
And
it's Tanakh. Yeah, it's Tanakh. It's Tanakh. It's the Hebrew Bible, but it was there too. It's the whole Bible.
That's funny. Didn't know that.
But no, but I still don't think like it makes sense. Like you should be a little picky, especially like even in that time, you can't like. There's a reason they have them written down as books to become truth. Like you're not just going to accept anyone's version of it, especially if they don't have like a book or anything to back it up. Like,
yeah,
why would you believe that anyone can memorize the whole Bible, and b that his word is true and that he's telling you everything truthfully?
I don't know, like why? But again, like in that moment, why would you not?
Because it's a random person off the street.
So did you just not like that whole ending as like the whole ending overall then?
I just thought, yeah. I didn't like that part of the ending. I thought it's super dumb. I thought there's no reason you should just take one person's word on the entire Bible and what it is. I do agree. Like, I think we can. I want to move into this larger conversation too. I do agree with Evan and Trent that I thought it was kind of whiplashy. One of my overall critiques of the movie, I think the pacing was really bad, and especially the focus they put towards certain things, like their ability to get either in the twist. I think their ability to get payoffs for their setups, payoffs for their setups were really really bad. Like for instance, you take that guy. Remember the guy who points the gun at Denzel in the big gunfight, but then he decides not to shoot him in that moment? And then he has like a glorified death. There wasn't enough build up for that to mean anything. Or like even him and Mila Kunis's relationship. It was really awkward. It does not
that
like
one was really weird.
yeah, like with the first guy.
That was really weird because that multiple times, like it seemed like they were gonna they were setting them up for something, and then even that ending, like I don't know if it's supposed to for us to be like, oh, was there something there that he realized at the end or something like that. Yeah, that was kind of a throwaway then, which really sucked.
Yeah, and then even like okay, they introduce what's the blind girl's name again?
Yeah,
I have it here
I
too.
think I got it here.
Solaria. Yeah. Claudia, she her just again seems like she's gonna be a bigger character, and they kind of just don't like even like I wouldn't say the payoff at the end was enough for me to really feel like she was really needed. The I didn't think they did a good job of establishing Mila Kunis's and Denzel's relationship. Like I didn't think Denzel was close enough that he should have given up the Bible for her at the end, even though it was just a Braille Bible. Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like they were not paying off the build-ups.
Yeah, there was definitely a few that definitely didn't land. Maybe we can talk about so her name's Salora, the Mila's character.
All right, yeah, Solaria.
We'll talk about her for a second then. It sounds like you guys didn't really like her that much. I did like the point that she served where it's like it kind of got Denzel Washington's character Eli off of the whole thing of like stick to his path when what he was telling himself or whatever, and it was him like going past that and going back for her and saving her and stuff. I like that. I thought that worked really well, and it does show that Eli learned something on this journey. He wasn't just there to bring the Bible to point B. So I thought that was great. I don't know, and I thought her action was fine. Like she did fine, but I did like that part. I don't know if you guys did or not.
He takes a 180 from being like somebody who would never do that to somebody like who wouldn't save these two people like an hour later in the film, and then at the end he's willing to do that for Mila Kunis on instant. Like I don't think there was enough development there.
I disagree there though because so the whole time he's telling himself not to go back, not to go back. So you can always see that he's already struggling with sticking to his path. Like that's developed from the beginning, and he already had time with Mila with Solora before he chose to go back. Like he had no idea who those other people were. And then he gets some time with Solora, and then he's put in that position to go back and save her, and then he makes that decision. It wasn't like he just met her and then saved her. He did have that night talk. No, he prayed with her. Like that would have had some effect on him to then make the choice to go back and save him.
Well, that's my problem. Maybe it's because of her lack. Like I didn't think she was great, but I feel like they didn't build a connection. Like either, like he says at one point in the movie that he learned like that he explains to her that like you need to do more than just walk by sight. But he, what does he say? He says you can't just know the word; you have to live the word. I think he says near the end. But the only time he does that is with her, and so you could say it was based on a relationship. But again, the relationship did not seem that strong to me. I don't feel like they developed it enough to make it worth having that part.
Anyway, I'm gonna move on again. I just have some random notes I made during it, so I'm just gonna kind of like list off a few, and if anyone has any comments or whatever. Very quick. I thought the beginning was kind of cool, and I wish they kind of kept the go into the visual aspect of the whole movie. I thought they kept. I wish they kept some of that green that was in there at the beginning. I thought that was really fun, and even just his whole little setup with the bow. I thought that was really sick. I didn't even notice that he was sitting down until they got right close up to him. I thought it was really, really cool. That cat looks disgusting. I would never eat that cat. Eat that cat. Absolutely nasty. And that arrow itself, okay. Bro had these massive arrows. Holy smokes, man. Those things were huge. They were like 2 times bigger than that crow that he shot down. And that crow was big. I have 2 things to bring up here. One of them, I wish it was longer, but I loved the conversation between Denzel and Gary Oldman when they were in the middle of the town. When he first was asking for the book and stuff, and it was just kind of a back and forth between like what Gary thought the book was for, and then what Eli said back. I really liked that exchange. I don't know if you guys liked it a lot, but I really liked it.
Well, I think we are supposed to see them as like mirror reflections of each other. Like one's trying to use it for the wrong reasons, and the other's trying to use it for the right reasons. Before they keep going, it seems like you're going through like the things you really liked about the movie, like your notes to the end of the movie. One thing that I always really liked, like between these scenes, like the cat scene and this one, was the first fight scene when he gets accosted by those road people and they go under the bridge in the dark. I thought that one was awesome. I really liked the shooting on that one. I don't know if Evan and Zach agreed with me, but I thought that was the coolest fight in the movie.
That guy that was using the chainsaw though, what an idiot! Like, you would not be able to swing that thing in a assaultive way. Like, and I also like too, he literally shows him like sliced in the belly when he was doing this one, and then he stumbles back. And then he goes to try to do it again. Like, you would not be able to raise a chainsaw when your guts are, like, flown out of you. But we can keep talking about the action if we want. I loved the action, the fight scene in the bar, and they kind of did it, like, in a circle type thing. I loved it. I'm not usually one for it wasn't even, like, cutting necessarily away, but it kept on putting things in frame, so it kept on blocking it here and there. And usually I hate when something just pulls you out of the act, but I thought it worked really well. And then people just going on to him and just how he was moving and swinging, and I loved. I think that would be my favorite Luke is the fight scene in the bar. I really liked that one, and then even the fight scene on the outside, the one you liked, Zach. I thought that one was really cool too, with him just gunslinging, switching guns too, and that handgun had a lot of bullets, but that's fine. Really cool action scene. And then the shootout at the house was cool, gunslinging. Action scene too. Gatling gun. I love me some Gatling guns. I got very excited when I saw that thing roll out. I will say that house should have crumbled though. Cool. Was there anything else you guys wanted to mention specifically? I loved his little dance that he did when he tried out the new shoes. I literally was like, "That's me for real." I always do a little dance when I try new shoes on.
Yeah, I think one thing we can say. I'd like to talk about this a little bit. I do think again back to the advertising. It was particularly bad. Like we can give specific examples. But
can you guys explain that? I don't really know. The only one I can think of is the GMC truck.
Beats by Dre in the Apocalypse. Like zooms in on them. When he goes to wipe off his face or his hands, he takes out a KFC wrapper with a moist light in it.
Yeah.
That one was good though. That one worked.
Why is that good? That's terrible.
I'm fighting for the KFC. I thought those were good. I thought those were fun. And
also, I love that he used that to bathe.
No, they wouldn't have. Those ceilings are perfect. That's a perfect bath, though. That's a perfect bath.
Yeah, we got rid of every single Bible. Oh, that's also weird. We're telling me that every single Bible is gone from existence. The most printed book ever. We can't find a single one.
Not in the hotel.
I wish they explained that too. They never explained. Well, I guess they explained that they wanted the books destroyed. But why though?
Well, I think one of them did say that like the war might have been started because of the Bible, and so that's like the reason we're.
Yeah, they did say that, and I wish maybe we got like a little more. Like, was one side fighting for something specific when it came to religion compared to the other? Like, I wish we got maybe a little bit more.
Lucky for you, Trent. There's a prequel series in the works right now, starring John Boyega. So.
Yes. I was gonna bring that up too. The announcement came in like 2023, I think it was, or something like that. So who knows where that's at now? And it's supposed to be yeah, what you just said, a prequel. I don't know. That'd be I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that because like what would they want to show that isn't just him getting to find the Bible in the first place? And it doesn't
I
seem
think
like
they're
there's
gonna
really a
show the
story
war.
there to tell. Oh, you think?
One that there's like a picture. It's him standing like as yeah. From what I heard, like I read up a little bit on it. They're gonna show like his time as a person before the war, and then I'm assuming he's gonna have his vision before the war. That he's gonna lose it during the war, after the war.
Okay. I just read that as like just what he was doing before the Flash type thing. And at no point I didn't like actually no, maybe it was part of the war. I just assumed that he wasn't. But maybe if he is and then it just shows the war,
I
then
could be
does
wrong.
it say that he finds the book after the war? That could be cool. No, never mind. That could be cool.
It would explain one of the big issues I have with the movie is that if he does go blind, like during the hole in the sky, the Flash, how does he know how to read Braille?
Yeah. And I totally agree with you too, Evan. Like if they did do this sequel, like he better be blind from the rip.
Yeah,
That is the only way
Unless they
that it
explain
makes
it in the sequel, like he's not blind, but he like his girlfriend or his wife was a Braille user or something, and he learned to read it first. Something, you know, like that. You could
Sure,
explain
but
it, yeah.
yeah,
yeah,
I guess. I just then yeah.
yeah.
It just
That
depends what
could
the
be
show is like, yeah.
yeah.
His mom was
Also,
blind or something.
John Boyega and not John David Washington, Denzel's kid, feels disrespectful. You know, just get
Is he an actor?
yeah. Tenet, dude, is Denzel's kid,
Well, hold up. What's his name? John.
David Washington.
Well, I kind of assume Evan that like the movie didn't do too well. I assume they want to dissociate because John David Washington was a really big fan. Like I was reading up on an interview, and what's his name? Denzel said the reason he did it was because his son said he should do the film,
Okay,
and so he was really connected to this film actually. But I assume it didn't do well, and like I don't think they've talked a lot about the film, so he probably didn't want to do it anyway. You know?
maybe. I know he produced the original.
He did, but that was before it
Yeah.
had a bad reception, right? Like
Yeah.
I don't think they've talked about it all since really.
Maybe not. Maybe not.
That's crazy. I never knew that was his son. He's listed on Rogue One. John David Washington.
Is he?
Anyone know
have no
why? He's
idea.
not. I'll find out.
CK
He
to a son?
doesn't give him a role on the cast, but it does list him there.
I have some fun facts about the movie before we
This
before we
sounds
close, I guess here.
fun.
So I couldn't find much.
Wait. Before the fun facts, I just want to see if there's anything I wanted to bring up about the actual thing.
Okay,
I don't think
No
there is
fun
actually.
right now, Luke. No fun.
you're right. Boring fact.
No, I am done. I said at the beginning,
Perfect.
I made a note. It said, "Man, what a sniffer," because he was just smelling everything. But it makes sense now why he was doing that. I thought it was just like this random thing that they wanted to include, and I was like, so weird. Anyway, I'm good now, Luke.
Perfect. So I said some of them already, but we'll do the new ones. So Denzel Washington performed all his own stunts for the movie, specifically all the combat things. He did that all himself, and he lost 50 pounds for the movie. So that's kind of cool. Good job, Denzel. So that's one. The second one, Kristen Stewart turned down the role of Solara because she had scheduled conflicts with Twilight Saga New Moon. So Kristen Stewart was supposed to be Solara, but she had to do Twilight instead.
Dang.
That's interesting. Yeah.
She missed out. I already mentioned the writer wrote it in 6 days. That was one of the fun facts that came up. Very short amount of time. But,
you can tell. No, I'm just kidding.
so the Book of Eli is not a book of the Bible, nor has it ever been a book of the Bible. But enough people have wondered about it being a book of the Bible since the inception of the movie that there are actual multiple Christian websites addressing these claims. Here's an example of one that I found. According to www.christianwebsite.com, here's the question. Why was the Book of Eli removed from the Bible? Here's the answer. The Book of Eli is not actually a real biblical text. It's the name of a 2010 American post-apocalyptic film starring Denzel Washington. This happened. This is a multiple website thing. So I guess multiple people have been asking if the Book of Eli is a real Bible book, and they have to answer it and say it's not. So yeah,
So
those
funny.
are the fun facts I could find. Movies not the most famous movies. There's not like a ton, you know.
Yeah. What's and you guys, one of you guys mentioned this before, so it is loosely somewhat based off the book of Elijah that's in the Bible. Is that correct?
No.
Okay, never mind.
There's a character in the Bible named Eli who goes blind, and he's loosely based off him, and the character's really faithful.
Okay, that's the connection.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Cool. Well, maybe that would be where we end then. Does anyone have anything else they want to discuss before we end this up? I enjoyed it. I'm glad we watched it. I thought it was a fun one. And is Zach? Are we gonna do just a rotation now? Trent, Zach, Luke, Evan. I guess is that what we want to do? Yeah. So Zach's gonna pick the next movie whenever that is. We'll try to let you listeners know what it is, so maybe you can watch it before the episode goes up. That would be kind of fun.
Every time we do a full rotation, we should do like a listener vote, and we should all pick one movie, and whoever one gets the most votes, we do.
Yeah.
Great idea. Wait, so should that be every time we? Should that be every time we, like, before I go again, or should that happen after Zach's?
Every time we do a rotation, so it goes.
Okay.
You, Zach, me, Evan, vote. Then you, Zach, me, Evan, vote.
I think you guys are way too hard of it. I definitely think it's a very worth a watch movie. I think it's definitely 100% at the very least.
While we're giving takeaways, don't buy Coke cream. That's my takeaway. Cream. Don't buy Coca-Cola flavored orange. Don't buy orange Coke. Don't buy any Coke that's not original or diet.
No, don't buy diet. Yeah. Or zero.
Why pop it all?
Crazy.
See which one.
All right, well, we'll end this off then. If anyone has any last minute comments, you can interrupt me now, and if not, we'll just send this off. Thanks everyone for listening, and stay tuned for the next one. And we'll catch you next week. Stay safe and eat breakfast.
I can't believe that's what you're going off of now.